Mohammad Marandi, joins us from Tehran. Thanks so much for your time this evening. Now, this latest move from Iran is something that Tehran had promised to do. What can we expect to follow?
Well, for the time being, I don't think we're going to see anything new because this step has been taken as a result of the EU not abiding by its obligations within the framework of the nuclear deal. A year and a half ago, when the Americans left the deal and started bullying other countries to prevent them from normalizing trade and relations with Iran, the EU began violating its commitments, and ultimately the EU is now abiding by American demands and implementing American policy, and that is a violation of its 11 commitments within the nuclear deal. So the Iranians waited for a full year. So for a full year, the Iranians were the only side to implement the nuclear deal. But after that, they saw that nothing was going to happen despite pretty words from European diplomats. And so the Iranians began to decrease their commitment stage by stage every 2 months. And this is the fourth stage, but still the Iranians have many commitments that they are carrying out. The Iran's nuclear program is still by far the most carefully monitored program in the world. And in the next 2 months, or if the Europeans don't start changing their policy and start abiding by their commitments, then I think that Iran will further reduce its commitments, but I don't think it will happen for the next couple of months.
Professor Marandi, is Iran concerned about the U.S. imposing further sanctions, and the sanctions that have already been imposed, how are they affecting ordinary Iranians?
Well, the United States has done more or less what it can do. Any new sanctions are just repetitions of old sanctions. This is the maximum pressure campaign that they call, and Trump calls them brutal sanctions. He wants to brutalize the Iranian people, and he's basically waging economic warfare against Iran, which is a violation of international law and human rights. The EU and the United States both prevent Iran from even importing medicine or food from the international banking system, and that's a violation of international law. But they do it, yet still they say that Iran must abide by its commitments. They refuse to abide by any of their commitments, and they violate humanitarian law, but they have these expectations from Iran. So it has created economic difficulty for Iran. Iran's oil exports have decreased, although they are gradually rising again. And the Iranians are adjusting to this new situation. The economy is beginning to grow once again, and the currency has improved its status. It's gone up 40% over the last few months, although compared to last year it has still been devalued significantly. So this is the new normal for Iranians, and the Iranians are beginning to work closer with non-Western countries to compensate for what's going on, and with regional countries such as Turkey, Iraq, and others to develop, to strengthen their non-oil sector in the economy. And to a degree, it's actually a good thing in the eyes of many that Iran is becoming much less reliant on oil. But people are being hurt, without a doubt.
Okay, Professor Mohammad Marandi, live to us there from Tehran. Thanks so much for that analysis.